You know, the world of AI doesn't just move fast. It feels like it moves at light speed. And this past week was a perfect example of that. It felt like a full-blown sprint, with these huge competing visions for the future of artificial intelligence all dropping at once. So let's break down what just happened.
Seriously, it was a wild few days. And this wasn't just about one new fancy model. It was about three completely distinct philosophies for AI's future all popping up at the same time. You had one focused on being small and efficient, another trying to simulate entire worlds, and a third just quietly integrating itself into the devices we already use every day. So here is our game plan for today. We're going to start with that big push for efficiency. Then we'll dive into the super ambitious quest for an AI that can actually simulate and remember things. After that, we'll look at how these tools are already upgrading our daily lives. And finally, we'll get to the big question: what's the real game changer in all of this? First up, let's talk about a new model from Microsoft called Phi 3 Small r. And what's so exciting about this one is its whole mission: to bring these powerful AI agents back down to earth, making them small enough, cheap enough, and private enough to run right on your own device. You see, this is a huge shift in how these things are designed. Most AI agents you hear about are these complex beasts. They need massive cloud servers. They stitch together multiple different models. It's a whole thing. But Phi 3, it just flips that whole script. It's one single compact model, just 3.8 billion parameters that runs locally on your machine. And that simplicity, that's its superpower. It makes it way faster, more private, and a whole lot easier to use. And here is the real-world impact of that efficiency, right? A task that might cost you, say, 30 cents with one of those big GPT-style agents costs just 2.5 cents with Phi 3. That's more than a 10 times cost reduction. All of a sudden, the idea of having an AI handle dozens of little tasks for you every day goes from being a luxury to something that's totally practical. So how on earth did they pull this off? Well, they built this massive synthetic data engine. So instead of just learning from, boring old browsing logs, they had AI agents actually perform complex multi-step tasks across thousands of real websites. They even made mistakes and had to retry, just like a person would. Then they had other AIs act as judges, verifying over 1 million of these actions to create this incredibly high-quality training data set. And that's what taught the model to navigate the messy real world of websites without making stuff up. Okay, so while Microsoft was busy shrinking AI, a team over at MBZU AI was aiming for something, well, something much, much bigger. They released a model called Pan, and this is not just another video generator. It's a massive leap towards true world simulation. Now, it's really important to get what a world model actually is. Most text-to-video tools out there, they'll generate one beautiful little clip, and then they completely forget everything. A world model, like Pan, is designed to keep the story going. It builds this internal understanding of a simulated world. It remembers what happened before, and it makes every new action part of one continuous narrative. The key to how Pan remembers is actually a really clever technique. So instead of trying to create one super long video and just hoping for the best, it works in chunks. It generates a short piece, refines it, and then it generates the next one. But here's the crucial rule: the new chunk can only look at the past finished frames. And this is what prevents the whole simulated world from just falling apart. It keeps everything consistent over time. Now, as you can probably imagine, building a digital universe takes an absolutely incredible amount of power. The team used 960 of NVIDIA's top-of-the-line H200 GPUs just for the video part of Pan. I mean, that's the kind of resource that's usually reserved for the world's biggest AI labs, which just goes to show you how serious this effort really is. And the results are pretty darn impressive. In the categories that really matter for simulation, we're talking consistency and smoothness, Pan is just outperforming other open source models. Its overall simulation score of nearly 59% is the highest ever recorded for an open source attempt, which really proves that this new approach to memory actually works. Okay, so we've seen the big push for efficiency, and we've seen the quest for simulation. Now let's talk about the third major trend: how AI is becoming seamlessly, almost invisibly, embedded into the software and hardware we use every single day. We'll kick things off with a deceptively simple but incredibly practical update from Google. They've just rolled out a brand new feature in Gemini called Interactive Images. This is one of those quality of life updates that's so smart, it just makes total sense. So if you're studying a complex diagram of, say, the human heart or a car engine, you can now just tap on any part and a definition pops up right there on the image. No more switching tabs, no more starting a new chat. It just keeps your learning flow completely uninterrupted. It's brilliant. Meanwhile, Perplexity launched a new AI shopping assistant that's taking a completely different approach to online retail. It's focusing on natural conversation instead of just keywords.
So instead of just typing in keywords, you can ask a full question, and the assistant actually remembers the context. If you search for a winter jacket for your commute and then ask, what about some matching boots? It knows exactly what you're looking for. This creates a really natural conversation that leads to way better recommendations, and it feels less like a search bar and a lot more like a personal assistant.
For our final update, we're shifting from software straight to hardware. Over in China, the tech giant Alibaba just released a full lineup of AI-powered smart glasses, and they're called Quark. And they've launched two main models. You've got the flagship S1, which is packed with features like dual displays and swappable batteries for around $525. And then there's the more accessible G1 model at about $260, which gets rid of the displays but keeps a lot of the core AI features. These glasses are really designed to be true assistants. You can activate them with your voice for real-time translation, product identification, navigation, or even get live meeting summaries. But their real power, their secret sauce, comes from the deep integration with Alibaba's massive ecosystem, connecting everything from payments and shopping all the way to music. So, after that whirlwind tour, let's just step back for a second and try to tie all these different threads together and figure out what this all really means for the future of AI. In just 1 week, 3 very different but equally powerful visions for AI took a huge step forward. We saw the efficient future with Microsoft's 5.3, which is all about making AI agents small and practical. We saw the simulated future with Pan, creating an AI that can remember and predict. And we saw the integrated future with Google, Perplexity, and Alibaba embedding AI so seamlessly into our daily lives. So, this leaves us with a really fascinating question. Is the biggest change going to come from these cheap, efficient agents running on our devices, or from these powerful world simulations running up in the cloud? Or is it going to be the steady, quiet integration of AI into the tools we already use every day? A year from now, which one of these paths do you think will have changed our world the most?